What's going on, guys? Let's talk about vampires. Bah! In today's video, I want to discuss some of my favorite vampire films. And the reason being is because at the timing of this video, Abigail is about to come out. And some of the reviews for that film have been very positive. And it's one of my vampire genre is one of my favorite within the horror movies, and I just love him. I love vampire films. So I just thought, why not? Let's talk about vampire films. So, when I think about vampire films, I think about just fun, silly, gory movies. I think about that high society allure that vampires have. I think about sexiness. There's that sexiness of vampires, and I love. There are some vampire movies that are just gritty, and I love them too. I love them all. I love them all. So on this list, this isn't going to be the best of. This is going to be my favorites. So you guys will have your own favorite films, which I would love to hear in the comments section. Please let me know, what are some of your favorite vampire films. I'm an 80s kid, so when I think about vampire films, I think about really the 80s. And they just happen to be, of course, my favorites. And my number one favorite film, vampire film, is The Lost Boys. Guys, Kiefer Sutherland as a vampire. You got Corey Square, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman. You got just the crazy saxophone player. I mean, come on, man. The music is so damn good in this movie. I love the acting that Kiefer Sutherland is such an amazing actor. But him in this movie is just it's a very memorable role. And so right off the gate, that would be my number one vampire film for you guys to see if you haven't already seen it, because it's my number one. Speaking of the 80s, you can't talk about 80s vampire movies without Fright Night. Jerry, the vampire, played by Chris Sarandon, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, but he might be my favorite vampire. He's so charismatic. He's funny. The dark humor in that movie is phenomenal, and I just love the 80s feel. The vibe in that film. It's so good. And one of my favorite films as well, that's gritty, is Near Dark. It took me a long time to see Near Dark. I don't know why, but it did. And guys, Bill Paxton, he's just a phenomenal actor.
Finger licking good.
He plays such memorable roles, like in Weird Science and True Lies, and this film I think might be my favorite of any of his films. I don't know. I mean, he's got so many great roles that he plays. But Near Dark, I think, is my favorite movie that he's in. I love this movie. And I just love it's that Western vampire storyline, and just the vibes that the feel that our movie has. And you can't go without speaking of Near Dark without seeing this fun movie, and I'm talking about vampires. John Carpenter's vampires. You got John Carpenter, you got vampires, and you got James Woods. Guys, that is just just a silly film, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Just a silly film that it's just you are there to have fun, and that's what Vampires is, a fun vampire movie. um I oh guys, I love this movie, and I'm talking about From Dusk Till Dawn. Oh man, Selma Hayek changed my life, literally, man. I mentioned it before. I think I have, but I know on Twitter I definitely have that Michelle Pfeiffer and Selma Hayek. Those are just, when I was young, a young Frankie, those women were like the sexiest women to me. Michelle Pfeiffer and as Catwoman, and then of course Selma Hayek in this movie. Oh my goodness. And then of course George Clooney. This is before he became super famous, and in some ways I think this is the movie that propelled him, because he is, besides Selma Hayek, of course, he's the best part, definitely one of them. Just a great movie. And it's just a silly movie that I just love, and I highly recommend it. Oh my goodness, man. From Dusk Till Dawn is a classic, and I'm hoping that someday that will be on 4K. Oh my goodness, that movie will look really good, especially with the bar. If you guys know, just the bright lights. Guys, that would look beautiful in 4K. Oh my goodness, man. Also, one of my favorites is, I would say that it's, I think I did mention in a previous video that it basically saved Marvel, and that's Blade. I don't know if there's another actor that can be replaced as a character. And that might be me over exaggerating. However, Wesley Snipes as Blade is just it's a piece of art, man. He just, the way that he delivers his lines, the physical work that he does to that he does in that movie is fantastic. And the music, just some of those outrageous scenes in that movie. It has one of the best openings of any film, I think, not only in the horror genre. I'm talking about it in any film. It's definitely one of the most memorable openings to any film.
It's the day one.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me, man? Blade, so good. Speaking of memorable, you can't make this list without mentioning Nicolas Cage. I put him on the damn thumbnail. He is just a phenomenal actor. I think of him kind of like just Bill Paxton of, he still does, those actors don't get enough credit of how great of an actor they are, but they have memorable roles. And Nicolas Cage in Renfield and in Vampire's Kiss. Guys, those movies, Vampire's Kiss, with Jennifer Beals. Heyo. Um, it is very good, but his acting, he's a dick.
You're the lowest on the totem pole here, Alva. The lowest. Do you realize that? Every other secretary who's been here longer than you, Alva.
But as the story goes, his acting, it just gets it's wilder. It's just crazier and crazier as the movie goes on.
I'm a vampire! 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 I'm a vampire!
And I think it's a top 5 role from me. For me, I think it's a top 5 just because of how memorable he is in this film. I mean, I think once you see Vampire's Kiss, you just can't forget it. And Nicolas Cage in that film is just a very memorable character. And him and Renfield, oh my goodness, man.
Some call me the Dark One. Others, the Lord of Death.
Not only is this movie just a fun movie to watch, it's got great action, it's got great gore, guys, Holden is very good in this film as well. You know, is it the best? Of course not. But for me, it's a fun movie, and that's why I have it on this list. Because he is just so damn good. Oh my goodness. Love those two movies, and Nicolas Cage. Just had to put this on the list. The next two films is by a director who not only has an iconic movie with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he put out two phenomenal. I really enjoyed these films. And they are Lifeforce, which has a sneaky good Dolby Atmos on Scream Factory's 4K, and Salem's Lot. I did not know that Salem's Lot was originally a 2-part miniseries back in '79. So, because when I hit play, I saw it was 3 hours, and I was like, holy cow, 3-hour movie. But there is some fantastic, chilling imagery in Salem's Lot. Holy cow. For a miniseries on, in the 70s, the late 70s on CBS, geez, man. I can understand why this movie is, scared some of the kids back then, and it is just a very memorable scenes with for me, what gave me the chill factor is probably not going to you'll probably be surprised is it wasn't the vampire, it was those kids, man, with the glowing eyes. Psh, that would have scared me. Great directing, I thought, by what, I think it might be one of the best made for TV movies that I have seen. I'm not gonna lie, it was very good. So highly recommend that. And then I just mentioned Lifeforce. Lifeforce, it's vampires. It's a sci-fi vampire movie, man. Ugh, you can't go wrong. Very, very good movie with some good kill scenes too, man. Ooh, And as I just mentioned too, that there's a sneaky good Dolby Atmos in Lifeforce. So highly recommend those films. Next is probably films that is going to be in nobody's list. if I'm being honest, it's going to be in nobody's list except for my list. And I'm talking about Vampire in Brooklyn. Yes, Eddie Murphy as a vampire. Are you kidding me, man? I love that movie. I used to watch that movie a ton of times when I was younger.
Evil is good. That's what I think. Evil must be good. Let me hear y'all say it. Evil is good. That's right. Evil is good.
There's just something about it. I love Eddie Murphy's, dark sense of humor. The way that he just, plays that vampire, the character of the vampire is so good. At least to me, man.
I saw you at the docks. You're a liar, a thief, and a cheat.
No, that's my brother Miles. I'm the honest one in the family.
Well, that's unfortunate. Because that's what I liked about you.
I know it's a bad movie, but it's a fun movie to watch, and that I'm just smiling just thinking about and talking about it, guys. So if you haven't seen it, watch the movie, cause it's not the best, but it's one of my favorites. So silly. Other ones that are horrifying vampires is 30 Days of Night. Oh my goodness, man. I actually rewatched it not too long ago because it's on Netflix. And guys, that is, you know what? It's just those vampires. Oh my goodness, man. I just love it. And I love the setting that it takes place in. And I think it's just a must-watch vampire film. That is a fun movie with a slightly different, unique take on vampires. I just love it. One of my also favorite films is two drama films, and they are Let the Right One In. That's the 2008 version. I want to say Let Me In is the remake, is the American take on it. But I stated that The Lost Boys is my number one. But if I'm being honest, I think Let the Right One In. It might be my second favorite vampire film. The beautiful story that the movie has, the acting by the children actors, and it's just a sweet, romantic, and movie with some good kill scenes. But guys, it's just a wonderful movie. If you haven't seen Let the Right One In, it's a must. It's a must, and some people probably haven't seen it because it's an international film, but it's a must. Yeah, I think it's my second favorite vampire film. And then my other favorite is Interview with the Vampire. It's got a stacked cast, man. It's Kristen Slater, Antonio Banderas, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kristen Dunst. I love this movie. It's a top 5 for sure for me. I saw this movie when I was really young, and just the allure of that high society, of the vampire society that takes place in this film. I mean, it's very eye-catching, and it just kind of sucks you in. That's what it did for me, and it still does. And Tom Cruise, the top 3 acting roles. I love him in Collateral, and Interview with the Vampire. It's up there. The wide range of acting from Tom Cruise is just great. As I said, the storyline is very good in this film, and the different storylines within the actors of Kristen Slater, of Brad Pitt, a little bit of Tom Cruise, and then Kristen Dunst adds another layer to the film. Yeah, man, I love Interview with the Vampire. Phenomenal. Right around the time frame is Bram Stoker's Dracula. Gary Oldman. I mean, that's case closed, man. Case closed. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman. Like, case closed. He is one of the best actors of all time. And not only does it have Gary Oldman, it has Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder is just beautiful in this film. And it's got Keanu Reeves with a terrible accent in this film. But, guys, it's got, it's got the sexiness that attracts viewers like me, beautiful women. Gary Oldman, as I said, he is just charismatic in some of his scenes, and then the scariness of some of these films, or some of those scenes as well. I mean, Gary Oldman, he plays his characters that he plays, guys. Probably top 5 best vampires, Draculas ever. I think. I don't know if that's a hot take, but for me it is. For me, he's like top 5. Of actors portrayals of Dracula. Just phenomenal. Just trying to think, guys. I think that's about it. Those are my favorite. Again, I don't want this video to go too damn long, but I would love to hear from you guys your favorite vampire films. There's just so many films that are just great films. A Girl Who Walks at Night. I mean, there's so many great horror films. I mean, The Hunger. I mean, you could literally go on forever. And I don't even talk about the Hammer films as well. So there's just something about vampire films that I just simply love. And, I would love to hear from you guys some of your favorites. So thanks for checking out the video. And I'm excited to see Abigail, guys. I can't wait. So thanks, guys, for checking out the video, and have a great one, guys. Bye.